question 1 says, below is a list of experiments with random outcomes. For each one, tick the correct box to say whether the outcomes should be regarded as equally likely or not. Now, the thing you want to ask yourself in this question is, are there any outside forces that are going to affect the outcome? Right? So, say for example, if it's an inanimate object, like a dice, unless they tell you it's a weighted dice, unless it's been tampered with, inanimate objects are generally equally likely. If it's a living thing, so say for example a horse, dogs, weather, anything like that, anything that's, you know, active, alive, something like that, they have outside influences, so they're not going to be equally likely. So we have a look. The first thing they say is rolling a fair die. Okay, that means rolling a fair dice. Die is the singular for dice. They tell you it's fair, so there's no outside influence on it, so that will be equally likely. Okay? Tossing a bent coin. Now they've told you that the coin is bent, so it's damaged, there's something wrong with it, so that's going to skew the results. So that's not equally likely. Predicting the winner of a horse race. It's an animal. It could get lame, it could be sick, it mightn't like the jockey that's on it, the weather conditions mightn't suit it, it might prefer a different track. There are all sorts of reasons that might affect a horse's race, so that's not equally likely. Predicting a card from a pack of cards, again, they haven't told you it's a marked deck or anything, it's an inanimate object, so the outcomes are equally likely. Predicting the second ball out of the drum in a lottery, again, all inanimate objects. There's nothing there to tell you that it's a fixed drum or that it's an unfair game, so it's equally likely. Predicting whether it will rain tomorrow, well, obviously this is Ireland, so the answer is yeah, it'll always rain tomorrow. Weather, can't predict weather. You see how often the weather forecast people get it wrong. Things, again, outside influences could happen to change the pattern of the weather, or a new wind could spring up, or something could happen to direct it away, so that's not equally likely. Okay? Explain why it is easier to find the probability of an event when the experiment has equally likely outcomes. Right? It's a horrible question where you have to write down the answer. Basically, the reason why it's easy is because if it's a straightforward, equally likely, you can simply write your answer as a fraction with the answer you're looking for on the top and the total number of outcomes on the bottom. Okay? And that's all you say for that. And give an example. So for example, if you were asked to predict whether or not you'd roll a 1 when you're rolling a dice, well, the outcome you're looking for is, you're looking for one answer, or say whether it's likely you'll roll a 4. Okay? There's only one 4 on a dice, so there's only one possibility of getting 4, and you write it out the total possibilities, which are the 6 numbers. Okay, so you write it as a straightforward fraction with the outcomes you're looking for on the top. So this is outcomes you're looking for. Over the total outcomes. And you can write your answer like that, that's why it's easier. You can write it that you have to write it as a fraction with the total the outcome looked for on top and total outcomes on the bottom. Okay? And that's how you do it if it's a straightforward, equally likely.